Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, you're super duper welcome. You're super duper welcome. Even the old subscribers are welcoming you. You're saying welcome to this channel. In this channel, we actually explain everything relationship. My name is TemyNna, and I would like you to stay glued to this particular video because I'll be explaining that exact thing you need to check out for to determine when is the right time for you to know that at this point in this relationship, then it is time to leave. You know, when it comes to relationship, deciding when to leave or still remain in that relationship is a little bit complex because relationship is not a one-way thing that you just be like, just because I'm seeing this wrong, then I need to leave. Especially when you are still in love with the person. When you still love them, you find it very hard to even say you want to leave, even when you're seeing signals that you need to leave. But in this video, I'll be sharing with you all of those basic things that once you start seeing them, you know that it is time to leave. But before we dive into the things you need to check out for if it is time to leave a relationship, let us check the things that you need to stay in a relationship for, because if you don't have that in place, then you might not be able to know actually in a relationship that is not right. You might not be able to know. So I actually jot down about 5 things for you that I'm very sure that are very essential for you if you will actually be in a healthy relationship and if the relationship is worth being in at all. The first thing that I actually jot down for you is physical and emotional intimacy. No, tell me about it, that there's a relationship without physical and emotional intimacy. Intimacy is actually that backbone of a relationship. It is that thing that signifies that this person is in tune with you. It is what differentiates them from every of your other friends. Yes, because you have several friends, but what differentiates you from other of them and all of those stuff is that intimacy you both share. It might not necessarily even be sex, because sometimes it is far beyond just even the having sex or all of that. Sometimes the bond you share, having quality time together, caring for one another, carrying one another in your heart, remembering to call them and all of those good stuff. So the physical and emotional intimacy part of relationship is just something that is enough signal you must check out for even when the relationship is still going on. I mean, even a healthy relationship that you're not considering on leaving yet or anything. The number 2 thing you actually need to check out for, to be sure that you're actually in a relationship, because if you don't know what is right, then how do you differentiate what is bad? That's the problem. If you actually don't know what is right, how do you differentiate what is bad? So you need to be able to know what is right. So the second thing you'll be checking out for is personality, love language, and temperament. You know why I joined all of it together? This is actually something very complex, and I mean very wild, because when we talk about temperament, there are 4 types of temperament. We talk about love language, there are 5 types of love language, and they are very deep, like having to teach it one after the other. This video will be super long, but I have a video on this channel where I talk about knowing your partner's love language and I explain it in depth. I also have a training where I explain everything about temperament, love language, understanding your partner's love language and temperament, and how to be able to not just know your own temperament but also know their temperament and apply it to making the relationship. So if you would like to know much more on temperament, love language, personality, and all of those good stuff, this is actually the bedrock of a relationship. If you want to know more about it, I'll be adding the link of the video to the description of this video. Once you're done with this video, don't forget, just go watch that video. You'll be learning a whole lot for yourself, because one thing I come to realize is that love language is bedrock. Okay, let's just say in simple terms. Let me just do a little recap so that you will know what you're checking out for. In simple terms, let's talk about love language. Come to think of it, that love language is what love actually means to you. Is that thing that defines that this person loves you. For you, what does love mean to you? For your partner, what does love mean? It is when you understand what love means to you and what love means to your partner that you would actually be able to show them love the way that suits them, and that they will also be able to show you love the way that suits you. If not, you will be showing your partner love the way that suits you, expecting that I like it, they should like it. And this is one thing that usually cause rift and cause separation and cause gap between partners in relationship. Because come to think of it, that for me, probably I like quality time. This is one of love language. I like quality time, and my partner likes touching of hands and physical touch. For me, I want the quality time, not necessarily for touching and mushy part of relationship. I want the quality time for discussion. Tell me your investment, tell me your plans, your purpose. But I'm surprised that every time we meet, you always want to do the touching part of the relationship. You're choking my cheek, touching my face, touching my hands, like just rubbing hands all around me. I'll feel so uncomfortable because it is not my love language, and I actually don't desire that, especially when it is not in the confines of marriage. And I mean, even in the confines of marriage, I still like the fact that we can sit to talk and all of those stuff. So thinking about it now, that okay, I know that quality time is my own love language. If this other person gives me quality time, the other person's love language is physical touch. So that means that what they get in return for the physical touch, for the quality time, is that they have ability to touch me. So I need to analyze that. How do I balance it? How do I show them the love they deserve while I'm getting my own love? And just thinking about it in that little way is just what makes it good. Another part of it is the temperament part of it, where you know why your partner do the things they do the exact way they do it. In case you hear a baby crying, never mind, those are just children traits. That's the way they express, the way they feel. Like if they are happy, they will smile, and if they have something that is paining them, since they can't express much of it in words, they cry. And that's just that about that. So come to think about it, that your temperament, like your own temperament, why you're doing what you're doing, it gives you room to be able to adjust when the other person say they don't like that particular thing. There's some things that you do just by default. Some people don't just pick call by default, like they just drop their phone somewhere and they don't remember to pick it up. Why? They are sanguine, so they don't even know where the phone is. I'm sure at this point you're saying, tell me, what's all these things you were calling? You need to go and watch that video, so that I won't make this video super long, because this video is not about temperament, love language, and personality. I did all of that in a video, and I'll be adding the link of that video to this video. I'm sure you watch it, right? Yeah. So let's continue. The next thing you need to check out for, like, in a healthy relationship is alignment in goals and purpose. Like, when it comes to a relationship, one of the things that determine if it is going to work is your purpose and your goals. Are you heading the same place? Are you having the same vision? Are you having the same plan? It doesn't necessarily mean you have to work in the same organization, but what is the final goal of everything when you're done with it? You can say, okay, I'll be working while you are doing business. What is the final goal? So that at the end of the day, there's money for the home, there's finance in the home. I'll be doing this particular thing while you're doing this one. What's the end goal? Just so that there can be peace, there can be joy, there can be unity. So one of the things you need to check out for is alignment in goals and purpose. When you're in a relationship with someone and they don't really care about you, your purpose, your goals, and they just want to do it their own way, and the basic reason why they do everything they do is not even because of you, you're not in the picture at all, they can carry their bag and start traveling out today. Like, I mean, right now, they can just carry their bag and start traveling out right now, because they did not consider you as a factor. They will just wake up and tell you, I already collected visa and I'm going, and you'll be like, am I not in the picture any longer? So you need to check out for this, that you people have alignment in goals and purpose. Is it that you need to go out, work, while you people are able to gather money and save? This might just be you people's agreement, and it's fine if it is something you both agree to do and you're working towards it together, compared to one person doing it. So alignment in goals and purpose is another key thing when it comes to a healthy relationship. So the last thing we'll be talking about when it comes to a healthy relationship is trust. When it comes to, like, the overall picture of a relationship, is that, can you still trust the person? A relationship where trust is broken, trust is no longer there. I mean, even the word love, like I used to say that love is not just about the mushy feelings, the butterflies that flies in your belly. It is about the fact that your heart is in connection with the person, and that's why we talk about the physical and emotional intimacy in relationship. And at this point, another thing that solidifies that you are in love is trust. That means that you still believe in them, you believe in their purpose, you believe in their action, you believe in their words, and I mean all round of everything that comprises of the other person. You trust them. Once that trust is broken, then there's no point of being in a relationship any longer. So at this point, when you know the 5 things that you actually need to put into consideration to be sure that, okay, relationship is working, if you now find that, okay, any of these are no longer working, probably at this point you're not getting physical and emotional intimacy any longer from the relationship, you might start considering Is this something I need to talk to them about? Which is where love language, temperament, and personality will come in, because you can't just sit the other person down and be speaking a language they don't understand. Some people actually understand the language of gifts. For you to express what you want to say, you need to buy them gifts. For some people, you need to do a chore for them to express what you want to say. And all of these things are things you need to put into consideration, because for you to be able to communicate rightly, then you need to be doing it in the other person's language. Some people don't like negative words, even though you want to tell them what they are doing is not right. So you need to look for a constructive way to say it, while there are some people that they don't even mind anyhow you say it. This is where the knowledge of love language, temperament, personality, and all of those good stuff come in. And that is why I told you that it is something very essential for you to know. So are you still physically and emotionally connected in that relationship? It is very paramount. When there's no more physical and emotional connection, that means that you are not different from just a friend, or just just a neighbor, or just a colleague at work. There's nothing special that is joining you together. That means you're not yearning to see the person physically. Your heart is not in tune, thinking about the person, brooding about the person, how to be relevant to them, how to make the relationship better, how to work on yourself just for the essence of making things work out, and all of those good stuff. When you begin to lose touch with physical and emotional intimacy, that's to tell you that it might be time to walk away. Like, that might just be time to walk away. And I told you that you don't just take the decision of walking away. You need to communicate with the other person how you feel. Probably there's something they're doing that is causing you to be physically and emotionally disconnected, or they are the one who is feeling physically and emotionally disconnected, and you're sensing it, that you're not getting the vibe that you actually desire from the relationship any longer. Then you need to communicate with them. And this is why it is very essential. Relationship is not for babies like children. It is for matured people, where your emotional intelligence, emotional expression is very necessary. Knowing how to express your emotion the right way is very, very necessary. And this is why we say that relationship is actually not for children. So the next thing that we'll talk about is alignment in goals and purpose. Like, come to think of it, that you are very sure that at this point, this person make decisions that suit only them. You're now beginning to consider that, when I have money, I don't want to tell you. Like I said, that I used to say that at the point where we get to that phase in relationship, that means that the relationship is no longer working. We are as good as being apart. Like, we are as good as being apart, because we are so comfortable with not being in one another's company. We are so comfortable with keeping secrets from one another. We are so comfortable with doing life separately from the other person. Sometimes the way to even know that you're already very disconnected is that their presence, it irritates you, it nauseates you, it makes you feel like as if they are a burden. I mean, the same presence that you actually yearn to be around, you are always willing to call, always willing to see their face, check them on Zoom call, check them on WhatsApp call, like you just want to see their face, and now it's becoming irritating. That's enough signal to tell you that it is the right time to move. Like, it is the right time to move. So when we talk about like having alignments in goals and purpose, you just need to check it out. Is it still leading anywhere? Because you might start the relationship with the mindset of the fact that, okay, in 2 years time we want to get married, and the relationship is already 5 years and it's not saying anything about marriage. And at this point, you questioned it, and you gave excuses and excuses. They might be legit excuses, but is this something you're willing to stay for? Is this something you're willing to stay with? Thinking about it very well, back and forth, you might just think that, okay, age-wise, I'm already 30 plus. I'm not sure I want to be here again for the next 5 years, because this next thing you say you want to try, I don't know if it will work out, and I don't know if I want to take up the step of casting my net out to see if I'll see something better. Or they're taking wrong decisions that you're not happy about, and you're calling them into order, but rather than them adjusting or changing, they change it for you. They get angry and they use manipulative words on you and say, is it because I'm trying to be in love for you? Is it not because of you I'm doing all of the bad things I'm doing? Is it not because of you I'm doing the negative things I'm doing? And I mean all of those stuff. So the best thing I would say is that at this point, when it looks like as if you're no longer aligning in goals and purpose, the best thing you can do for yourself is to take a walk. Yes. And most times, one thing that I learned is that when you take a walk, you give the other person room to think of it if they still need you. If they still need you, one thing you will see is that they will reach out back to you and say, let us resolve our differences Yes, this is the good part. Let us resolve our differences. But when you keep staying, it looks like you're comfortable with the situation. It looks like you can cope. And why should I adjust when you can still cope? Yes. So when it comes to like you no longer finding purpose, you no longer finding emotional intimacy, you no longer getting to understand their temperament, love language, or you're just finding it hard to impute or apply even the knowledge you know, at this point you might just say, let me take a step back, let me reanalyze, is this relationship worth staying in? And the process of just analyzing it, you might realize that they've left you long ago, they don't even care again. You left, you did not call for the next 1 week, and they did not call to next 1 month. Like, I mean, weeks turning into months and months turning into year, you didn't see their call again. And that's just to tell you that they are gone like long ago. It is just you who is in a relationship with yourself. And I'm sure nobody wants to be in a one-sided relationship where they are the only one fueling and trying to light up the relationship. No, it is very stressful. Like, I understand it is very, very stressful, and I don't want you to be in that state. So if you feel like at this point you are the only one nurturing the relationship, it's the right time to leave. It is the right time to leave. And if you actually find, sometimes it is not even about two of you. Sometimes the reason why you need to leave the relationship are external factors. I mean external factors in the fact that they can't let go of their ex. Yes, you still see them that they are still chatting with their ex, they are still calling with their ex. It's over 5 years, you've been with them for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and they are still constantly in touch with their ex, or they are still having a full touch with their ex. You telling you that this is the particular hair you should do, they like it when their ex does it, and you've been trying to say that, babe, this thing you're saying is affecting my self-esteem. I would be happy if you just let me be me rather than me trying to be your ex just to keep up with the relationship. And I mean external factors like them being in contact with their ex, or them still being in contact with in control, like their family being in control. Sometimes you may be in a relationship with somebody, it doesn't even matter the gender. Sometimes it is a female and it is the family that is in control, saying when exactly the marriage should happen, how it will never happen, and all of those stuff. You might try your best to push for it a little to see probably to still work out, because sometimes we want to try and check, like, let me not just look like somebody that is giving up. And this is where the problem is when it comes to walking away from a relationship. I mean, when there's still love in your heart, it is really, really trickish, because you'll be thinking that, are you sure I've pressed enough? Are you sure I've tried enough for this relationship to work? Are you sure I'm not the one at fault? Are you sure there's nothing I can do to make it better? Yes, I understand, but stepping back and reanalyzing things sometimes can help you know if it is still something you want to be in, or something you want to let go of. If external factors are so weighty, they are so much, like, imagine your family, the family members of your partner saying the relationship is not going to work. They just dislike you. Like, despite everything you do, you try to be a good man or a good woman, you buy things, you show up in their parties, you work extra just for them to say that you're a good person. But despite everything that you do, they still don't find relevance in you. And at this point you're wondering, how do I keep striving? So it is more of like you're striving to make the relationship work. And Yoruba people would say that you don't just marry the husband, you don't just marry the wife, you marry the entire family. Like, it is an entire marriage you're doing. You're marrying the whole family, because for some instances, the mother-in-law might have to come stay with you. You might need to go visit mother-in-law, stay there for some week, and you might need to take their children to them and all of those stuff. These are actually real life issues that happen, and you need to consider it before you proceed with that relationship. And if trust or understanding is becoming a big barrier in the relationship, then there's no point to be in the relationship. I'm sure you're actually learning a whole lot from this channel, and the best thing you can do is to like this video. Yes, that's the way to tell me, Temi, I love this content. It's actually expressing real life things that I'm going through, and it is giving me nuggets and strength and capacity to take a step back from this relationship that is clouding my mind and all of those stuff. So the best thing I would say is that like this video, so that you can actually show me that you like it and that you want me to do beautiful content like this, so that I can also top up my gear in creating beautiful content like this for you. I mean, just for you. And you also be doing me a whole lot of good by sharing this video, because it makes other people to see beautiful content like this. It makes them to be aware that there might be a reason why they need to step back from their relationship. and you don't want others to die in silence or make the wrong decision, I mean, just sharing this video might just be the good you're doing for one person that will be saving them from a lifelong struggle or a lifelong pain and cry in their relationship. So I'm sure you will be doing that for me. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share. Leave a comment. Let's just continue this conversation in the comment section. Be in there to reply and interact with every of your comments. Thank you so much for watching. My name is TemyNna, and until next time, bye.